as we know. Today is Indira Ekadashi. Indira is one of the most beautiful, endeared names of Sri Lakshmi. Sri Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi of Vaikuntha also. Lakshmi Tattva, meaning Braja Lakshmi, all the divine damsels of Braja. The head of who? The crest jewel of all those damsels, divine damsels of the Braja, is Srimati Radha Thakurani. Srimati Radha Thakurani. Thakurani means greatly adorable queen. Thakurani. Supremely adorable, beautiful queen. The supremely adorable, beautiful queen of which dham? Braja dham. The transcendental abode of Radha Krishna, Goloka dham. Also, supremely adorable, beautiful queen of Krishna. That is Srimati Radha Thakurani. See, Thakur is known, the term Thakur is known to be one of the great honorable, honorific epics. There are many honorifics, titles. So, Thakur is one of the best ones. And in feminine gender, Thakurani. Thakurani, see. The masculine gender is called, mostly it is said, called as Thakura. Feminine gender, Thakurani. So, we see while Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita was narrating the glories, transcendental, incomparable, unaccountable, inexplicable glories and qualities of Srimati Radha Thakurani, Radharani. He addressed her as Radha Thakurani. Our Srila Guru Maharaj, Siddhar Goswami Pad, he often addressed Srimati Radharani as Radha Thakurani, following in the devoted, loving mood, ecstatic, loving mood of Srila Kaviraj Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu. Also six Goswamis, Sarup Rai Ramananda Prabhu, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, Prabhupada, all the Guru Varga. So, on this day of Ekadashi, on the day of all Ekadashis, we not only engage in worshipping Krishna, but also engage in worshipping Krishna's Thakurani. Our divinely beautiful, unendingly beautiful Thakurani, who is none other than the personification, who is none other than the infinite personification of all supreme ecstatic love of Krishna, and at the same time supreme releaser of the blissful love of Krishna. That is what means Mahabhava Sharupa, Mahabhava Sharupini. Maha means great, that of highest magnitude. That of Maha means that of great nature, that of highest magnanimity and magnitude. Bhava means, you all know. Literal meaning, literally it is bhava means mood. Not just mood. Devotionally oriented mood. Mood with ecstatic devotion, ecstatic love. Mood decorated with ecstatic, filled with ecstatic, loving emotion. Ecstatic, loving emotion. It's called Mahabhava. And Srimati Radharani is the supreme personification of that. Srimati Radharani is Mahabhava personified. Krishna is Rasaraja personified. Rasaraja means the supreme emperor, absolute emperor of all the rasas, all the bliss taste. That is Rasaraja. And the supreme empress. Is there any word in English, empress? Or I am creating it? Could be. The supreme beloved empress, queen of Krishna's heart, who is the unlimited ocean of all ecstatic love and love feelings and love taste of Krishna. This Mahabhava Sharupini, Ladini Radha Thakurani. And we engage in our ecstatic love worships of both. Both. Always and specifically on the day of Ekadashi. Also, being under the gracious shelter, divine gracious shelter of Mahaprabhu Nityananda Prabhu, Gaura Nityananda Prabhu, Panchatattva, on the day of Ekadashi especially. So, there's another wonderful song narrating about how to observe Ekadashi, how our divine Lord Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by Panchatattva, accompanied by Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Gadadhar Prabhu, Srivasman, Panchatattva, all other beloved devotees, began to celebrate Ekadashi tithi, day of Ekadashi, with ecstatic Krishna Sankirtana, with ecstatic Radha Krishna Sankirtana, activities with so much chanting and singing of the love songs of the divine couple and dancing blissfully. So he himself has relished that. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by Panchatattva and all the beloved devotees, they themselves relished it and set that example before us, taught us how to observe the day of Ekadashi, about how to observe, not just observe, celebrate the day of Ekadashi, Haribashara, a special day of Lord Hari, one of the dearmost days of Lord Hari. Please read out translation of that song. One of you just read out the translation of the whole song, or you can also be sharing. Sri Hari Bashare Hari Kirtana Vidhan. Starting with Sri Hari Bashare Hari. First line, starting with. If I venture to explain about the whole song, I will take 3 hours. So better you all read the translation and know the meanings.
Yeah, I think it's the second verse.
You got it?
Krishna Vasati Bole.
No.
Okay.
That is another song. This is other song.
What's the title again?
Glorifying, describing glories of Ekadashi. Sri Hari Basare, starting with S. Sri Hari Basare Hari.
Here you go. I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hari Vasari, Hari Kirtana Vidhan.
Please read out the translation. Read out loud.
Okay. So, on Ekadashi, after decreeing Hari Kirtan, Mahaprabhu, who is the life and soul of the universe, begins to dance in ecstasy. In the courtyard of the virtuous Srivas, the auspicious sounds of Kirtan, Gopal, Govinda, reverberate loudly. The sounds of the Mridanga, Mandir, Taj and Kartal all blend nicely with the Kirtan. The thunderous sound penetrates the universe, filling the whole sky. Everything inauspicious in all 4 directions is annihilated. At dawn, Vishwambar dances while the Kirtan groups sing charmingly. One group is with Srivas Pandit, and many others sing with Mukunda Das. And there are many more with Govinda Ghosh. As Gaurachandra dances, everyone performs Kirtan. The mighty Nityananda Prabhu holds onto Mahaprabhu and gently strokes him, while Advaitacharya secretly takes his foot dust. Their eyes brimming with tears, Gadadhar and others become overwhelmed in transcendental happiness due to Mahaprabhu's Kirtan. When Vishwambar dances with great force, the earth trembles and everyone becomes afraid. Sometimes Vishwambar dances so sweetly that he appears to be the son of Nanda, the best of dancers. Their eyes fill with joy. Mahaprabhu's servants observe his unprecedented love for Sri Krishna and his incomparably beautiful dancing. Mahaprabhu Vishwambar dances, rejoicing in his own transcendental happiness. The rhythmic sound of his lotus feet is extremely captivating. Under the weight of his ecstatic emotions, his garment is unable to remain around his neck. Breaking apart, it falls at the feet of the devotees. The auspiciousness of Sri Nam Harinam Sankirtan spreads in all four directions as the son of Jagannath Mitra dances in the midst of the devotees. Absorbed in the bliss of Sri Hari's name, Shiva becomes oblivious to his own clothing. He whose glories impels Shiva to dance in ecstasy also dances himself. By his name, Valmiki achieved the wealth of austerity, and by his name, Ajamil received deliverance. By hearing his name, the bindings of the material world are destroyed. That Lord, having descended, dances in the age of Kali. His name is chanted by Shukadev and Narada as they wander about. His glories are sung by the Lord of innumerable mouth, Sri Anantadev. His name constitutes the highest form of atonement. That Lord dances while those who are supremely fortunate look on. Seeing Mahaprabhu's transcendental bliss, the associates of the Lord embrace each other and weep. Sandal paste and garlands grace everyone's body. They sing in great bliss, forgetting their own self due to the immersion of Krishna Ras. Entranced in Kirtan, all the Vaishnavas lose complete sense of their own bodies and everyone around them. Delighted, everyone sings day and night, Jai Krishna, Murari, Mukunda, Vadamami. And day and night, Vishwambar dances with the devotees, but they never become fatigued, because their bodies are fully transcendental. What? Ouch, take over. It's fine, I'm under, I thought. Wow. Again.
In such a manner, Mahaprabhu's Vishwambar dances the entire night, except for one prahar, during which he sleeps. And if I read just a couple of lines, and maybe Krishna, you can go back onto it. And in this way, transcendental happiness arises in the land of Navadvip as the hero of Vaikuntha sports in Prem Ras. Do you want to read Gaurachandra?
Gaurachandra and all his associates enter in the hearts of the devotees who hear the all-virtuous Hari Katha with full faith. Thus their hearts become Srivasangana. Vrindavan Das says, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and the moon-like Nityananda Prabhu are my life and soul, and I offer my Dandavat Pranam at their lotus feet.
Okay.
29 verses. It says there's a 12 verse.
There is a short form of that,
Sure.
long form and short form of the same song. Both are there.
Can you give us the melody? So at least we shloka, so we know how it sounds.
For singing, there are different melodies.
Your favorite?
Sri Hari Basare Hari Kirtana Vidhan Nrityaram Bhila Prabhu Jagotera Pran. This is a common melody.
Used to.
Sri Hari Basari Hari Kirtana Vidhanam Nrityaram Bhila Prabhu Jagatera Prana Punnavanta Srivasayam Ganeshu Bharambho Punyavanta Srivasayam Ganeshu Bharambho Uthila Kirtana Dhani Gopalo Govinda Uthila Kirtana Dhani Gopala Govinda. in this way. That is the... So if we sing the whole song, that will cover half an hour.
Then prasadam and go home.
Then the prasadam in the form of glorification of Ekadashi will not be available. This is also prasadam. Sang prasadam, Harikatha prasadam and food prasadam. All are prasadam. Prasadam manifesting in our lives in different forms.
Prasadam is not actually means food.
No. Prasadam means blessings. The very meaning of the term, word prasadam means grace, blessings. So we receive blessings, we receive grace and blessings in the form of food, which is already offered to divine couple. We are also receiving grace and blessing in the form of singing devotional songs, hearing Harikatha, different ways. They are different, all these are different forms of the prasadam. See, and all these prasadams greatly satisfies our hunger. See, prasadam always satisfying the great hungers of the devotees. Physical hunger, spiritual hunger. All. So back to the point. So I requested you all to read out loud this song so that I don't have to explain about. So we all conceive of how our beloved Lord, beloved Divine Lord, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by his beloved Panchatattva associates, celebrated Haribhashara Tithi, Siva Shangan, in his Navadvipa Leela pastimes. And thereafter he also celebrated a similar way in the Puri Nilachala Dham, wherever he would be living. See, so Haribhashara means the dwelling place, the dwelling environment of Lord Hari. We call Hari in relation to Hara, Hare. Hara is the name of Srimati Radharani. And while addressing her, according to the grammatical system of Sanskrit language, while we are addressing Hara, it becomes Hare. Goddess Hare. So Hare and Hari, both, even by the, see, there is a way Guru Maharaj used to explain, sound echoing the meaning, sound echoing the meanings. So by the way, as this sound echoing the meaning also in a self-effulgent manner, that Hari echoing the sound of Hare, Hara, Hara also echoing the sound of Hari. So Hari and Hara complementing each other in Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Ekadashi day, Haribhashara day, although it is described to be mostly the day of Hari, Lord Hari, but in inseparable, intimate, beloved relationship with Lord Hari, also it is the day of Hara, Hare. Hare means Srimati Radha Thakurani's day. Any day which will be so beloved, so dear and beloved to the heart of Lord Hari cannot but be also so beloved to the heart of the Queen of Hari, Srimati Radharani Thakurani. Cannot but be that. So today is Ekadashi day, Haribashara day is the special, very special day for both Radhika, Krishna, Radhika. So see how this day is celebrated. With chanting or singing the love songs of the divine couple, love songs of Krishna Radhika, and dancing in ecstasy. Dancing in loving bliss, blissful love. That is Sankirtana. No casual way of Sankirtana. No common way or casual way of Sankirtana. Full of blissful thrill, full of thrill, divine, thrilling experience, thrilling experience of blissful love of Radhika, Krishna. And therefore, dancing coming in a natural way. They don't have to try to artificially dance. Don't have to try to dance artificial way. It is waving their ecstatic experience, waves of ecstatic experience naturally manifesting through dancing, gestures, postures, dancing, arts. Surcharged with, filled with 8 kinds of divine love symptoms called as Ashtasattika Vikara. 8 kinds of devoted love symptoms. Divine love symptoms, love signs. Such as you have devotees know about. Such as trembling or shaking, trembling, sweating, then getting discolored, having the goosebump, hair standing at the root, the end. It's thrilling, having divine thrills. Losing external consciousness. Sometimes the feelings become so intense, blood coming through the skin pores, coming up. Very transcendental experience. Cannot be understood by some blissful, some sort of bliss or happiness of mundane love. Much more than that. Much more than that. Therefore, at every step it is described as transcendental experience. Transcendental and transcendental. Sudha Bhakata. Bhaktivinod Thakur lovingly described his mood and feelings on the day of Ekadashi. Hari and Hari's beloved, one of the beloved days, through such devotional love song, he wrote. Sudha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajanayonu Kula. Sudha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajanayonu Kula. Krishna Bhakata Seva Radha Krishna Bhakata Seva Paramo Siddhi Premalati Karamula. See, he has started this Ekadashi song, the Haribhasara song, with the message, with the great messages and bhava mood of engaging in the service, loving service of the pure devotees, pure devoted lovers of the divine couple, invoking and inviting, wholeheartedly invoking their blessings, inviting their blessings and grace by making submission, by paying obeisance to their lotus feet, saying, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. The feet dust of the exalted pure devotees. Exalted pure devotees or devoted lovers of the divine couple are greatly favorable. It immensely blesses our mind, heart, everything. Very, very favorable to the Radha Krishna Bhajana. I repeat the fortune-giving feet dust of the pure devotees, devoted lovers of Radhika Krishna, always so beneficial, so divinely gainsome, so much favorable to the life of bhajana of Radhika Krishna. Bhajana Anukula. Next line he says, why? Bhakata, because it has been described, this has been, such glories has been narrated and described throughout all the some special holy scriptures, that Krishna Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Prema Lati Karamula. The devotional service to the pure devotees of Lord. I repeat, the devotional service, loving service to the pure devotees of Supreme God and Goddess, Divine God and Goddess, Krishna Radhika. Paramasiddhi Premalati Karamula is the giver of the highest fortune of all, receiving all fulfillment. Is the giver of highest ambrosial fulfillment of life. Parama Siddhi. Parama means great, best. Siddhi means fulfillment. So the loving devotion and loving devotional service to the pure devotees of divine couple is the giver of that highest fortune, the highest divine fulfillment, ecstatic, ambrosial fulfillment of life in love with Krishna Radhika, blissful love with Krishna Radhika. So, Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi. And then he says, Premalati Karamula. And such devotional service, such devotional love service to the pure devotees is the root cause, of the pure devotional kripa, root cause of the divine kripa of Krishna Bhakti, Radha Krishna Prema, ecstatic love of Radha Krishna. Same Siddhanta has been described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool Hai Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Prema Janme Puna Tiha Mukha Anga. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool Hai Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Prema Janme Tiha Puna tiha mukha anga. The very root cause of Krishna Prema Bhakti is the holy association of the pure sadhus, means pure devotees. And after giving birth of that pure devotion, loving devotion to Krishna, again, that sadhu sangha, pure sadhu sangha, becomes the principal limb, very principal limb and principal function of all the cultivation of love of Krishna, cultivation of the devotional love of Krishna. Root cause, becoming the very root cause, originator of that. At the same time, after originating that and giving birth of Vishuddha Radha Krishna Prema, then that further becomes the principal function and principal limb of the bhajana, Radha Krishna bhajana. You may find out that verse from the internet, from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Are you finding out? It is starting with Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool. Read out the translation. Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola from Sisi. Please read out loud.
Krishna Bhakti Chandramu,
Janma Moola.
the root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. Did you listen?
Yes, that one.
Well, there's
It is-
confusion.
It is translated as most essential, yes. It can be translated different ways, but essential meaning remains the same as I was explaining. Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola Hai Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Prema Janme Punah Tiha Mukha. So Thakur Bhaktivinod is saying, manifesting the same reality in his own language. Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Premalati Karamula. Then Madhavati Thi Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kori. While going to relish the meanings of such songs, while going to dive deep into the meanings of such song. The sensation at the back of mind, time running, we have to stop somewhere, has to be abolished. Otherwise that will be creating some rukabat, obstructions at the back of mind. See, you can hear the narration, description of how devotees got maddened, ecstatic with singing and dancing, going whole day and night, forgetting the time limits and all. No time conditionings. So absolutely there would be no question of getting impatient. Because going too long, our mood is opposite. So if we can be trained in that way, then we will also be relishing in a liberated way, liberated from time obligations. Sometimes, often we need to be trained up in that way also. Transcending all these obligations. Transcending the obligations. Then only you can receive a glimpse of that divine madness. Otherwise, if we always remain so reasonable, so disciplined, so conscious of our structure and stricture of life, then how can we be divinely mad? Regulated devotion and spontaneous devotion. Regulative devotion and spontaneous loving devotion. Spontaneous loving devotion is the higher manifestation, beyond the regulated devotions. So, Madhavati Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kori. Tonight is supposed to be waken up. Devotees are supposed to be forgetting all and wake up the whole night, engaged in, absorbed in chanting, singing and relishing the glories. So 1 hour, couple of hours is nothing compared to waking up the whole night.
It's supposed to be a sleepover. Yeah? So
No, it's
Waking over.
no, I mean like you're staying overnight.
Wake
So next
over.
time,
Is it
bring
this
your pajama.
Maharaj, is it this night or the previous night?
Ekadashi.
No, Ekadashi is all night.
This night,
Yes.
Previous, if one can start from the previous night, is better, well and good. That provision also there, starting from the Dashami, when Dashami is starting exactly from the starting point of the Dashami, then waking whole night of the Dashami, then whole Ekadashi, day and night, and then after Parano going to sleep on the day of Dadashi. But those who cannot do so much, at least on the day of Ekadashi, on the night of Ekadashi.
We're staying over.
So, back to the point, Madhava Tithi. This Tithi, Ekadashi Tithi is also named as Madhava Tithi. So the same Ekadashi Tithi is called as not as Haribasara Tithi, but also Madhava Tithi, named after Lord Madhava. Also Madhavi implied there. Wherever there is Lord Madhava, Madhavi, Radha Thakurani, already understood in non-difference, self-effulgently non-different way. So it is Madhava Tithi means Also Madhavi tithi. You know who is Madhava. Madhu, the Supreme Lord, who is characterized as filled with divine nectar, honey, nectar of ecstatic love, blissful mellows. The container, great retainer, unlimited retainer, container, holder of the ecstatic love, blissful love, called Madhava. Sukharup Krishna karen Sukha Ashadan. Because Madhava means bliss personified. Divine bliss, ecstasy personified. And Madhu means, in the wider term, Madhu means not just honey, it means ambrosia, nectar. Sometimes we call it flower nectar. Flower nectar means honey. The Sanskrit. And from Madhu, the name Madhava connected to Madhu. Very sweet name. Madhurastakam. Whole song is dedicated to Madhu, Madhu, Madhu. The Madhu nature of the Madhava, whole song, Madhurastakam, dedicated to the very special Madhu nature of the Madhava Krishna. Sweetness of the nectar. Sweetness of the nectar. Nectar of which? Blissful love. So the Supreme Lord, who is the limitless, unlimited container, retainer, unlimited ocean, personification of all the nectarian love ecstasy, or ecstatic nectarian love of himself, of themselves, called Madhava. All personification of all ecstatic mellows, Madhava. Madhava tithi, this tithi belongs to that kind of Lord. Madhava tithi, Bhakti Janani, giver of the birth of devotional love, loving devotion, Bhakti Janani. Mother, in other terms, mother of the devotional love, loving devotion. Jatane palono kori. We all must be observing it, celebrating it with so much jatane, means so much care, so much attention and loving care. Not just in a casual or formal way, because it has to be done in a regular. This is one of the regulative principles, to observe Ekadashi twice a month, so therefore we should do it. That regulative feelings, discipline feelings is very good. But better is that when we do it with spontaneous loving adoration, spontaneous feelings of natural feelings of so much adoration, adorable feelings. Love and adoration. That is called jatana. So, should be celebrating. Devotees should be celebrating this day with that full adoration, feelings of adoration, full feelings of loving care, love and adoration. And engaged in Radha Krishna bhajana, and while engaging in singing their love songs, also engaging in loving service at the same time. Engaging in the loving devotional services while also engaging in their love songs, singing the love songs. That is bhajana. Two main parts of the bhajana. One cannot be without other. One cannot be completely fulfilled without the other aspect. Madhava tithi bhakti janani jatane palana kori. Then why? Krishna basati boli paramayadari bori. Krishna basati boli paramayadari bori. Upon knowing into the truth, knowing into the reality, that this special tithi, this special day, is actually having the special presence of Krishna all through. Blessed with complete, full presence, very special presence of Krishna throughout. Therefore called Haribashara. Because the special living, special way of living, special presence of Krishna throughout the whole tithi day. Krishna basati boli parama adare bori. Parama adare means with full loving adoration. I embrace this tithi, I embrace this day, whole day, filled with loving adoration. Embracing with loving adoration. Bori means also embracing to my heart and soul with all love and adoration. What is the next line? Gaura Amar, yes? Amar jeshabosthana karala brahmana rangi. See, sheshabosthana heriboyami pranai bhakata sanghi. See, if you go to Vrindavan today, in the Brajadham or any Dham, there is a very respectable tradition among the devotees also to do parikrama. Devotees go out in parikrama. Panchakoshi Vrindavan parikrama, Govardhan Giriraj, Govardhan parikrama, Sri Radha Kunda parikrama on the day of Ekadashi. So, all the devotees, even the common Braj residents, Brajavashi devotees, they all go out in parikrama. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I will also go out in parikrama for visiting those holy places, visiting those special pilgrimage sites, holy places, which are visited by my beloved Lord Gaurahari. Following in his footsteps, those holy places visited by him, I will also be visiting on the day of Ekadashi. Overwhelmed with devotional joy, doing the parikrama of all those holy places, specially visited by my beloved Lord Gaura. Lord Gaura. Gaura Amar Jeshabasthana Karala Brahmana Rangi. visited by my Lord Gaura with so much happiness, delights. So I will be following that example on the day of Ekadashi. Then Mridanga Badya Suniti Mano Abasara Sada Jache. Mridanga Badya Suniti Mano Abasara Sada Jache. See, we devotees play mridanga in any Sankirtana program in a casual way. But Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur meaning something special about the mridanga badya, drum play over here. Why? It is not just playing mridanga, but it is, see, I heard one title of a book written by a devotee, Dream and Drum to the Eternity. Okay. Divinely romantic dream and drum play to the eternity title. So it's not just only playing mridanga, it's a rhythm, ecstatic rhythm of rasa dance, ecstatic rhythm of the love dance in relation to the love ecstasy of divine couple. And that is being manifesting, that kind of rhythm being manifested through rhythmic, to the mridanga play, symbolical way. That kind of play of mridanga is being mentioned here. The esoteric meanings. Because you know, sometimes when the people go to the mela, fairs, often people go to the big party and they start dancing with the rhythms of drums, bands. If the rhythms are not there, that dancing will not come. Song and dance both together, combined together. In Sankirtana, Mahaprabhu, in the Sankirtana movement, what introduced by Lord Chaitanya, also that is a combination of song and dance. Song, rhythms and dance. The Shabda Brahma way, through the sound path, through the rhythm, through the path of rhythms, and also bodily expression, the natural bodily expression through dance. Expression of bodily expression of delights through dance. All combined in the ideal Sankirtana. In love with divine couple, in ecstatic love with divine couple. So mridanga badya sunite mano abasaro sada jachi. My mind becoming so attracted to the mridanga play, to the divine rhythms of the mridanga plays. Instead of becoming tired of that, I am having opposite feelings. My mind and heart becoming so attracted to be hearing and relating and dancing to the rhythms of mridanga play today. In the Sankirtana mood, mridanga badya sunite mano abasaro sada jachi. So, my mind and heart is being so attracted to be hearing that mridanga play, all the ecstatic rhythms of the mridanga play in Sankirtana, Radha Krishna Sankirtana, that having the feelings opposite to becoming out of patience. Abasara sada jache. Wanting to relate more and more. Gaura Bihita Kirtana Shuni Anande Hridaya Nachi. Mridanga Badya Shunite Manu Avasara Sada Jachi Gaura Bihita Kirtana Shuni Anande Hridaya Nachi. Upon hearing and listening to the Sankirtana, to the love songs, devotional songs relating to Lord Gaura, my mind and heart automatically starts dancing in ecstasy. Gaura Bihita Kirtana Shuni Anande Hridaya Nach. My mind and heart, whole mind and heart automatically beginning to dance in ecstasy in order to be hearing. Upon hearing those great love songs, devotional songs as recommended by Lord Gaura, sung by Lord Gaura, relished by Lord Gaura. See, I am translating the lines of the songs in my own language. So it's not a literal translation, but more than literal translation. Translating the mood of the songs. Of course, also, that is same also expressed through literal translations. Then next, Yugala Murati, yes. Next is Yugala Murati, I'm asking.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah.
Yugala Murati, dekhi amor, paramoyananda hayo. Yugala Murati, dekhi amor, paramoyananda hayo. What to express, what to explain more about this line. Upon having the darshana of the divine couple, in the mellows of Madhurja Rasa, divine conjugal mellows, being inundated with Madhurja Rasa mood, while having the darshana of this divine couple, I cannot really explain how my whole heart, my whole existence, my whole heart is becoming inundated with the oceans of ecstasy, inundated, overwhelmed with the unlimited ecstasy, unlimited bliss. Yugala Murati dekhiya moro, paramoyananda hayo. Paramo means supreme. Ananda means ecstasy or bliss. My whole mind and heart, whole existence becoming filled with, being embraced by this supreme, unprecedented, unlimited, supreme, ecstatic experience, blissful experience of love of Krishna, Radhika Krishna. Love of the Yugala, both. And it is indicated because it's Yugala Murati, so the kind of love, also in an esoteric way, the kind of ecstatic love being experienced there also indicating Madhurja Rasa mode, Yugala Rasa mode. Specifically. All other love mellows are there, but it also esoterically indicates Madhurya Rasa mood by the term Parama Ananda Haya. The next line, Mahaprasada Seva. Prasada Seva korite hayo sakala prapancha jayo. She is smiling, happily smiling, joyfully. It feels so good and so happy with the memory of Prasada Seva now. When we are going to have the delicious taste of Prasad now. See, I can read your mind. Prasada Seva korite hayo sakala prapancha jayo. See, although here Prasada Seva, specifically it is meaning honoring the prasadam in the form of food offered to Lord. Blessed food already offered to Radhika Krishna, it means that. Prasada Seva korite hayo. But in wider sense of meanings, honoring prasada means honoring the grace. In whatever way, whichever way we are receiving the grace, blessings from the divine couple in our lives, should be honoring. And should be honoring with some relish, taste of that blessings and grace in our life. Another form of prasada. Prasada Seva korite hayo. But of course herein, it specifically means honoring the prasadam in the form of offered foods. Foods offered to the divine couple and blessed. Then, sakala prapancha jayo. When we are able to honor prasadam by tasting and relishing it as prasadam of Radha Krishna, then sakala, that makes us gradually conquer all our mundane ways, mundane conditionings of life. Prapancha jaya. Mundane material conditionings of material existence. It helps us to gradually be liberated from our ongoing material conditionings and nature. So we'll be stopping here. There is more nectar. Jedina grihe bhajana dekhi grihete golaka bhayo. So difficult for me to be just explaining quickly and finish. Stop. It doesn't happen. Doesn't work that way. Because I'm relishing each and every word and line of such song by Thakur Bhaktivinod, because Thakur Bhaktivinod also composed such devotional song with so much relish from his own experience, divine experience, devotional experience and realization. So I also feel like following in the footsteps, following in the footsteps, relish steps, taste steps of Thakur Bhaktivinod. And flowing accordingly with all obeisance to Thakur Bhaktivinod and his transcendental devotional mood. Also, that's also my mood. In tuned with, being aligned and in tuned with that. So next lines are Jedina Grihe, yes? Jedina Grihe Bhajana Dekhi Grihete Goloko Bhai. This is very significant for all devotees, also householder devotees. Oh, it is great achievement in the lives of the householder devotees. Even in the householder environment, a devoted householder environment, no material householder environment, a devoted household environment. That even in the householder life, in the household family life, Krishna-centered family life, Radha Krishna-centered family life. So if we can see pure bhajana activity, I repeat, while we can see the manifestation of pure bhajana activities in the household or Krishna family life, then what happens? The transcendental Goloka Vrindavana manifests, descends there in spiritual way. May not be always physically tangible way, but spiritually experienceable way, spiritually experienced way, transcendently to the path of transcendental experience. Pure devotees can directly feel into an experience into that reality, that happening, that the Goloka, divine abode of Goloka, the Goloka Dham of Krishna, divine abode of Radha Krishna, Goloka, appearing, manifesting in that family life, Krishna family life. So here, the Radha Krishna Dham, Goloka, means divine abode of Radha Krishna, Goloka is appearing in that household or family life, meaning through the consciousness. Dhamo means not just geographical conception, not just geographical objective concept of the area of Dhamo. But Dhamo means the world, infinite world of loving devotional consciousness about Radha Krishna. So wherever we find that transcendental loving consciousness, transcendental devotional consciousness connecting with Sri Radha Krishna, Dhamo, there is another form of the Dhamo, representation of the Dhamo, non-different from the Goloka consciousness, non-different from the experience of the Goloka. So conception of the Krishna Loka, Dhamo, Goloka, not to be only conceived only through objective ways, also subjective ways, spiritual ways. Both are combined in the conception of the Dhama. So while we can see the bhajana activities, pure bhajana activities in the household or Krishna-centered family life, Radha Krishna-centered family life, then what happened? The Goloka Dham mystically, wonderfully appears. The very Goloka Dham makes its appearance in a mystical, wonderful, subtle, spiritual way in that family life. Jai. Jedino grihe bhajano dekhi grihete goloko bhai charano sidhu dekhiya ganga sukh na sima pai. Holy water of Ganga, holy water of the river Ganga is none other than known as the Charana Sidhu, the nectarine water springing up, originating from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Vishnu means Lord Krishna. So Charana Sidhu, the nectarine water springing up, originating from the lotus feet of Krishna. So by having the darshana, by taking the darshana of the nectarine water originated, born from the ambrosial, from the shelter of the ambrosial lotus feet of Krishna, my heart experiencing such kind of ecstasy, such type of happiness, bliss, which knows no bound. Sukh na sima pai. My heart is experiencing, receiving such kind of happiness which knows no bound. How many more lines there? Next lines.
Tulasi dekhi.
Tulasi dekhi jurai pran madhavato sanijani. So Thakur Bhaktivinod actually swimming in some pastimes of Radha Krishna also. So because he was living in Navadvip Dham and composing, this song was composed most probably while he was living in Godruma Deepa, Shananda Sukhada Kunja, in Godruma Deepa of Navadvip Dham. So, in connection with the Navadvip Dham, Ganga coming, automatically the water, nectarine water of Mother Ganga originated from Lord Vishnu or Krishna's lotus feet, came in his heart, and he composed these lines in connection with Lord Gauranga as non-different from divine couple, as the combined form of divine couple, Radha Krishna. Tulasi dekhi jurai pran madhava toshani jani. Now he's connecting to Devi Tulasi, Vrinda Maharani. While we are speaking of Tulasi, what we see, Tulasi Devi in the form of plant is just the plant form of, plant aspect of the goddess Tulasi, divine goddess Tulasi of the Braja. Okay, but she has got other personality in the Devi form, in the goddess form, in the transcendental Braja. So what we are seeing this is simply the plant form of the Tulasi. So here the way Thakur Bhaktivinod meaning, both ways. While he was looking at the Tulasi, while he was looking at the plant Tulasi in the plant form, not only he was relating to the plant form of the Tulasi, but also at the same time he was relating to the esoteric identity, eternal goddess form, having the vision of the eternal goddess form of the Tulasi, Brinda Devi of the Braja, Brinda Maharani of the Braja. And his mind and heart becoming so filled with peace and happiness, devotional happiness. Jurai pran, madhava toshani jani. Jurai means appeased with so much happiness. If there is any burning sensation in the hearts of Bhaktivinod Thakur, all being so soothed, appeased by having the vision of Tulasi Devi. Both ways, plant form and the eternal, transcendental goddess form of the Braja. Madhava Toshani. And alongside, Bhaktivinod Thakur was realizing how Brinda Maharani, Tulasi Maharani was ever so pleasing to the heart of Madhava. So much pleasing to the heart of Madhava. Madhava Toshani Jani. And how she was engaged in immensely pleasing the heart of Lord Madhava And that way of her pleasing the heart of Madhava, also now soothing, appeasing his heart with so much happiness. The way Brinde Maharani Tulasi was pleasing the heart of Madhava, bringing so much happiness to the heart of Madhava, same happiness now manifesting in the heart of Thakur Bhaktivinod, in that divine connection of having darshan of the Tulasi. So I can carry on more explanations, but now, today no more time.